Hello and welcome to the GrapeSEED Official Podcast. On this episode of the Deep Dive series, we will talk about this podcast library, a bit of a meta podcast. We have made it all the way to currently episode number 63. Some of you out there have been listening since episode 1 and check in with us weekly, and we thank you deeply for your time and commitment. If you're in that camp, you have a feel by now for the different series and the types of content and guests you hear from when each episode drops on Friday. There are probably an even larger group who joined our GrapeSEED family more recently or maybe just decided to start checking out this podcast. In your case, you found us on our portal or on another major podcasting platform, and you might have said to yourself, "Whoa, over 60 episodes, where do I even start?" This podcast will help you get your feet wet and orient you on what to start with, whether you are listening to this at the time of release in early 2021, or you are being referenced to this by your coach in the future. One of the great things about this podcast is that because we aren't talking about the news of the day or current events, the content in the podcast doesn't get outdated easily. Content from the early episodes is still relevant and valid today, and I highly encourage everyone in our GrapeSEED family, whether it be teachers, other school personnel, GrapeSEED coaches, parents, and anyone else to take time and catch up on what you haven't listened to yet. A coach in Russia recently emailed the show and told us that she was doing housework while listening to the podcast and was so caught up in it that she had a hard time completing her chores. Whether it's in your home or in the car or on the train, definitely check out some of these past episodes. Let's start with the Open the Box series. These are episodes 1 to 20, and they go one by one through the components in each unit, 1 to 20, providing practical teaching tips from coaches and other GrapeSEED family members. These are excellent for teachers to go back and check out as they prepare to teach a new unit. For example, if you're teaching Unit 2 and you are opening your own box of classroom materials for Unit 3, put the Open the Box podcast for Unit 3 on as you unpack your own box. You can even listen to it again after you start teaching that unit and try to incorporate some of the specific tips given. If you're a GrapeSEED parent, you can better understand the objectives and bigger picture of what your students are learning. You can even take some of the teaching ideas in these podcasts and try them out at home. This deep dive series aims to answer common questions and concerns that many teachers have asked their coaches or that general confusion exists on. For many of these, I have reached out to our training or curriculum teams to get the best and clearest information possible. We've covered many topics, from the questions in the lesson plans to where to start with training videos on the portal. The one we have received the most feedback on, and the one people have liked the most, has been the deep dive on classroom management with Matthew Stridham. No matter your country, culture, or school policy, the tips and thought process he outlines in that podcast is helpful and highly recommended for anyone. If you haven't listened to that one yet, fire it up right after you finish this one. At the start of each GrapeSEED teacher's journey, they are paired with a coach who help them develop and grow and become more effective in their lessons so that we can all achieve our goal of providing the gift of English to our students. A strong teacher-coach relationship will benefit your students immensely. Since we are also a global community of educators, you might want to hear from and learn ideas from other coaches as well, whether you are a GrapeSEED teacher or you yourself are a coach. The ongoing 10 Things series of podcasts provides you with that opportunity, featuring coaches from many different countries, all sharing their own ideas and things they have learned in their experience watching other teachers. They are all great, but personally so far, I've really liked number 49 with Savin and number 56 with Marina. The end of Marina's podcast is especially powerful as she encourages all of us to continue to learn and grow to better not only ourselves, but our students.
Goodbye, my friends, goodbye. I'm sad to say goodbye. It was a good day, but now I will say goodbye, my friends, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.